Here we on live. Just wait for people to tune in.
I got to figure out how to do my music in the background.
Reese hit me up. He said, okay.
Hey.
I'm just waiting for more people to tune in.
Yeah, that's what I do. Give them about 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, let me gotta do one more thing. Almost forgot. I gotta edit this. I almost forgot. Just give me 1 second. Unbelievable. I can't believe I almost forget this. Okay. I gotta do this real quick. I gotta put the title in it first.
In the banner?
Huh?
In the banner?
Yeah. I definitely gotta do that. Because they don't show up.
Peace, Erica Howard. What's up, baby?
I gotta do this real quick. All right. All right. Just gonna save this real quick. All right. Okay. I want to say thanks, Hotep family. Thanks for the people who's tuning in. This is your brother, Guy Nollywood Jr., coming back to another Keeping It Real video. As you can see, got my brother, Brother Bakari. How you doing, brother?
Peace, my brother. Thank you for having me. Peace to the chat.
Well, this is going to be a good one because Brother Bakari, elections is coming up, right?
Yes.
And I know they sent you some forms about voting.
Yes.
So, and I wanted to share something with y'all guys because Bakari, I went to Washington D.C. and I went to the museum over there. I went to the give me 1 second. I went to the National Museum of African American History. You ever been there?
No.
Oh, okay. And I discovered some things, and I want to definitely share it with the people. First, I want to screen share. I want to show you this video. I want to show the people the video, and then we're gonna go into some screen shares of the museum because I took some pictures, and I want to show the people what I've seen. I couldn't stay there very long because I got there kind of late. So, but I took some pictures that I want to share to the people that caught my eye, right? But first, I want to screen share this video, and I want to. You probably seen this video before, but I want to share this to the people, and because this guy was totally on point. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna share this right now. Here we go. You see this, brother?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to share this. I'm going to play this, and I'm just going to tell me what you think when this guy said this, and then I'm going to. Cause this goes in what we're talking about.
Black people, okay, who would get that, yeah, it would bankrupt the whole country. It would bankrupt the whole country. But for the people that built the country to make you their fucking money, yeah, you understand? You know, all of a sudden now you worried about being bankrupt when you spend trillions of dollars on defense, trillions of dollars on unnecessary bullshit, trillions of dollars to send black men, especially to jail, with trillions of dollars to drug the fuck up our whole country, trillions of dollars to fuck the food up, to fuck the air up, to fuck the water up, trillions of dollars to see to make people sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker in this country. But you mad? We don't have the money because, and this is what I think, and this is what I believe, you just don't like black people. Plain and motherfucking simple, you do not like black people. It is very obvious. For hundreds of years, we've been the most hated. The most hated. But within that hatred comes the hypocrisy of loving our culture. You've made trillions off of our motherfucking culture. You know that. You've made money off our culture. Let's be real. You've made money off our culture.
That's true.
White musicians, all of them have made money off of black fucking culture. All of rock, all of jazz motherfuckers, all the shit we created from the oppression, which is fucked up in itself. The oppression and the fucking abuse and the rape and the putting down of us, we create blues, jazz, rock and roll, reggae, ska. We invent all of that shit. And to top it off, we invent all the modern shit that you all use.
Mm-hmm.
From the video game cartridge, Henry Lawson.
That's true.
We got the pacemaker, Otis Boykin.
Mm.
We have the late Dr. Bath, who created the laser eye surgery.
Wow.
We have Dr. Gladys, who's still alive, who's almost 80 years old, who created GPS.
Mm.
We have the guy who created the algorithm for Instagram, who's a 21-year-old Ghanaian kid. We've done all this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then the internet was discovered by a Nigerian guy in the 80s.
Mm.
Like, we've done all of this innovation, even though we've been shit on and continue to be shit on every motherfucking day, right? Because nobody wants us to live anywhere. Nobody wants us to have this unless we're playing sports for them. Like I said, unless we're academically, right? No, I'm sorry, athletically or sexually satisfying motherfuckers. That's all black people are good for. We're supposed to be at people's beck and fucking call when they want us to entertain them or make them some kind of money. But if we ask for being autonomously wealthy on our own, being autonomously having our own shit, all of a sudden everybody pitches a bitch. Everybody has the fucking hissy fit. People get mad when we want. You don't want us in your neighborhood. You don't want us in your schools. You don't want us doing anything. But then when we say, hey, okay, that's cool, because Muhammad Ali said in the 60s, he said, hey, man, I think we should have our own state. I don't want to live amongst you motherfuckers. They were like, well, why not? You don't want us around. You're segregating everything. And then as soon as we want to go, white people start panicking. White people panic. But, you know, we don't want to be around you, so you can call us niggas, and we're tired of white cops shooting us. We're tired of this pissing contest that these white cops have because they're afraid of black dicks for some fucking reason, because most of this shit is black dick envy. We're tired of that shit. So what about this? Why don't we just give us what you owe us, and we can go on and do our own shit?
Exactly.
But no, they don't want that. White folks especially hate autonomous black happiness. They do not like when we are by ourselves doing our own shit. They cannot stand that shit. They don't even like us in a group. Like in Chicago, there used to be a thing. If you were 5 or more black guys on the corner, the police break it up. It's called mob action. It's like, what's going on here? If you're at work and you're a black employee and you're talking to another black employee, the white boss go, hey, what's going on over there? You know what I mean? I went to a very white university, and then when the black students hung out with each other, the white students would be like, oh, you guys hang out. You don't mix with us. I go, are you fucking kidding me right now, you delusional clown? It's 40,000, 45,000 white students and 800 black. Who the fuck you think I'm going to hang out with? They would do shit like this. Anytime they see us get together in any kind of way, we could be at a cafe and black people could just be drinking coffee, laughing. All of a sudden, white people are like, oh boy, that Negro so loud. Excuse me, someone, can we turn down this Negro sound? You know, it's like fucked up. Like anytime we have our own shit, whites always got to have their hand in our shit. They always got to be part of it. And if they're not part of it, then we're back to being niggas. We're back to being coons and spades and all this other dumb shit. Well, you understand where I'm coming from? Well, let's bring it back to our point. Okay.
I want us to stop that. I want to show you that real quick. Bakari, what's your thoughts on that, brother?
My thoughts on that is I don't watch Vlad TV because because that's what he's doing. He's getting rich. Godfrey was absolutely correct. He's getting rich off black culture. I'm quite sure there's a black platform where black people should go. Actually, I know one that I watch now where you can find black actors where they go and comedians and everything called Comedy Hype. It's a black platform. Now you can say he's getting rich off our culture, but yet and still, Peace Queen, but yet and still, you are still there allowing him to get rich while you're venting your frustrations about white people to a white person. I understand everything he said. Everything he said is absolutely correct. But you can't vent your frustrations to them as if they are going to fix our situation. That is not their goal. And it's not for them to do. It's for us to do. It's time for us to completely step away even from him. It's time to tell him bye.
I agree. And you absolutely right. I agree with the brother hands down. He's right about how white people, you know, they don't like to see us in groups. They're afraid they're afraid of they're afraid of an African independent nation. That's what they're afraid of, because they rely on us. They depend on us. And this is what I want to talk about, because the name of the is the United States of the United States of the Declaration of Independence. And this is the reason why I think it's a contradictory. I want to show the people this how much of it's a contradictory to me. Like I said, I went to the National African American History in Washington D.C. and I want to show you some pictures what I've noticed there, because it's that really caught my eye. And I want to show the people this. Because this is because what you said, Bakari, was very interesting. Because yes, the brother, you know, Vlad is getting rich. That's all he does is interview us and make his money. He don't give those brothers nothing. He don't pay people he don't say, look, I'll pay you to interview you. You know, so he's getting all that money to himself, and I agree with you on that. But he depends. He's another white man that uses privilege to depend on black people. But as you can see, these people claim they're independent. They're independent. They're not independent. They depend on us. But at the same time, they don't want to give us nothing.
Of course not. And they're not. And I know we deserve reparations, but I'm being honest, my honest opinion. After 400 years, we've been asking. And I honestly believe, I'm going to say it like this. I believe we could have gotten something. And the reason I say that is because when I studied Booker T. Washington, why was Booker T. Washington able to get so much money from white people? Because he told them, we don't want to live around you. We want to build our own society. So they were willing to give to him as long as he built their own society, stay out of their politics, stay out of our town, you understand what I'm saying? You can work, go back home, but you build your own stuff, you can work there. Even with Isaiah T. Montgomery in Mount Bayou, Mississippi, they were able to get a little bit because they said, we don't want to be around you. We're going to build our own. This is your politics. This is your politics. You know, this is your country. Y'all fought, y'all won, y'all took it. It's yours. So we don't want to be there. But I'm going to say this before I yield the mic for the people that say it's always a problem with brothers from from the motherland here. You know that's a Nigerian brother.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a Nigerian brother.
Mm-hmm.
He know what we have done. He know what we've done. Everybody know what we have done.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know that we deserve more. But they would still run and go to this Russian Jew, Vlad. That's a Russian name, Vlad. I don't know what it's short for, but when I see Vlad, I see Russian. So I just
Right.
call him a Russian Jew, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to run and you're going to continue to go to him. He ain't going to ever agree with you saying you deserve something, because if you get something and you build yourself up, just like you said, it's going to take away from him. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So we should be, and I'm going to mention this channel again, we should be on Comedy Hype. That's why our people should be going, giving their great interviews. We have actors that have been over there. You know, the latest one I seen was Clifton Powell. People that did the Dolomite, people that came up with Dolomite, the lady that played Bernie Mac's wife in the Bernie Mac show, and they say, you know, and they can sit there and do the same thing that Vlad is doing. They give great interviews.
Right.
I don't watch him. I don't watch him at all. I hear the mic.
And I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. And you know, he's always talking about he don't like. I think he said something about he only date black women. He don't date white women. But because you gotta understand, first of all, black. And I think, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I think the reason why he only get those black women that love white men, you know, because you got some of our women, you know, who got that little, think that, I want a white man type of thing. I'm not talking about the real sisters. The real sisters, our sisters don't play that, but you got the mammies that will go after people like Vlad. I don't know if you ever seen Vlad, but Vlad, he's not, he's not no Brad Pitt type of dude. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So, I'm trying to figure out why is he only chasing our women, and because I think that his women don't think he's attractive. That's what I think. So it makes me wonder why he always say, "Well, I only date black women." It makes me. I'm just kind of curious with that. But I want to say this. I'm going to show you some. I'm going to screen share these pictures. Then when I went to DC, just give me 1 second here. Screen share this. Okay. You see this, Bakari?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. When I went inside the place, is one room is like this big open room, and it looks exactly like this. Now this, where you have the decoration. I'm sorry, I keep tongue tied. Declaration of Independence on this wall, and as you can see, you see the statues here or whatever. But I'm gonna give you a little close up of what it says. It says all men are created equal, right? Now, of course, they're not talking about us, the brothers, because we wasn't considered men. As you can see, this was dated in 1776, so our people was in bondage. So, of course, that's what the original cowboys came from. When they call us cowboys or boy or cowboys, because we was considered number one boys, and we had to cater or take care of the horses and cows, right? This is the reason why I get offended of the Dallas Cowboys, because I'm just like, no one talks about that. No one talks about banning or getting rid of that name, but they always want to talk about the Redskins that I really don't even give a fuck about, about the name or whatever. If the Native Indians have a problem with it, then they need to take care of it. I don't see black people need to be worrying about that. But I don't see black people saying, well, you know what? That word cowboy is very offensive. and that name need to be changed. I don't see how people saying that. So of course, when they say all men are created equal, they wasn't talking about black men, because we were still in bondage, we were still in slavery, and we was not considered men. But if you keep reading, they said with certainty of unalienable rights, whenever a form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it. Now, of course, again, they wasn't talking about us, because we definitely want to abolish this shit. But of course, we don't have any right to abolish it. We don't have no power to abolish it, because this wasn't talking about us. They only talking about the Europeans that took over this country. So, but then it says the word. If you look at the word independence, well, first they claimed they took their, and the white man was free from, because he didn't want to be bullied with England. So, but at the same time, they didn't want to give us no independence. And then, but at the same time, they are being dependent off of our labor, because they didn't want to let us go. You know, everything that we invented, they stole or they patented, and they still do it today. They still do it today. So I want to know where white people independence that. Why is this independence thing when they know damn well that they still depend on us, right? They depend on us on our entertainment. They depend on us on our labor, because that's what they invented all the prisons, and they depend on us. And when it comes down to sex, right? They only use us for three things: entertainment, free labor, and sex, right? They want us. They try to get us in a pornography, in a freakish pornography, or they strip clubs, right? They try to get us into if you ain't they won't accept you if you ain't shooting no hoop or don't throwing no ball, or knocking someone out in when they're dealing with in some sort of fighting arena, or they can't use you if you ain't if they can't put you in no prison, and doing free labor. So those are the three things that they depend on us for, because that's where the money, that's where they generate money. You see what I'm saying? So they can't say they're independent, and they don't even believe in independence, because they won't even let us go. They won't even let us to be free. All right, and you can see how they still hold on to this slave owner doctrine or documentation that was created in 1776. And I'm surprised. So the so-called good white people they claim they so good white people, they're not even saying nothing about it. They're not saying, hey, we should abolish this. Where's the good white people that claim they love us, like Vlad? Where's him saying, you know what? I'm going to fight this, because this government should be abolished. And it's right here. But they're not going to abolish it for us. I'm going to show you something else that got me too. Let me show you that. I'm gonna get to that later. But check this out, y'all. I took a picture of this too. This is something that we need to know. We already know about the slave trade. Portugal, with the Portuguese, that started with the Portuguese in 1441 to 1836. 5.8 million slaves. So they show you the number. All this is documented. All this is documented. Okay, there was the first. Then you had Denmark from 1649 to 1802. Okay, 85,000 slaves, right? Denmark had participated in the slave trade. Great Britain, we already know that, 3.3 million people, 3 million slaves of our ancestors, 1562 to 1807. What else? Oh, let me see, that's Great Britain. Oh, okay, that's the same thing. What else? Oh, Netherlands, from 1619 to 1814, but 555,300 slaves, how they participated. We already know France took part of it. All right, 1.4 million, 1549 to 1818. So all these European countries took part of the slave trade. Now this brother, okay, his name is Lloyd. I forgot. I can't pronounce that. Orland. How you pronounce that? You can pronounce his name.
I can't see it. Make it bigger. Make it bigger.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
No. Olada Ikano.
Olada Ikano. Okay.
Equiano. Yeah. Equiano.
Right. Have you heard of him?
I heard the name Equiano and I've seen his picture, but I haven't studied him though.
All right. Okay. Now I read about this brother, because that was my first time hearing about this brother when I was there, and this is his quote. This because he's a writer, right? And he said that the first object which was saluted my eyes when I arrived on the coast was a slave ship waiting for its cargo. Now he was young when he was a slave, and he's from I think he's from Ethiopia, or not. I forgot where he's from, but he was very young when he was kidnapped. And this is 17. Now he's a writer and he's a abolitionist too. So this is an actual photo of him. So he's telling you he witnessed this. So when people say, well, we didn't come from Africa, but you got writers that's documented telling you, look, I witnessed this. I was there. I was young. They took me, you know? So, I thought that was very interesting how these writers, these African writers that telling you that their experience, so they letting you know that the slave trade was real. It's real. Okay, and this is his book of his life. That's his book. Okay. And what else? Of course, you got Queen Azinga. This is my queen right here from Angola. All right. She's also a freedom fighter. She fought against the Portuguese. Okay. And everybody know about the beef between Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Banneker. And Banneker, he's also an African descendant. And of course, Thomas Jefferson, thought that black people was inferior, and of course Benjamin Banneker had to challenge him on that. Okay, so he said Benjamin Banneker challenged the existing assumptions about the inferior intelligence of African Americans. He boldly wrote to Thomas Jefferson to point out the chilling contradictions. So yeah, they went back and forth. He said the same person who declared that all men were created equal enslaved people himself. So he's talking about Thomas Jefferson. So this is what I'm saying, is that there's a lot of contradictions in that Declaration of Independence garbage. Now I want to show you another thing about the Voting Rights Act. I want to show you about the Voting Rights Act. Now I'm going to read you something that I discovered here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, I'll put it up right here. And they said President Lyndon Johnson introduced the Voting Rights Act to Congress in March 1965. The same month that voter registration protests began in Selma, Alabama. The violence there added pressure on Congress to act, and the bill passed in 4 months. The law outlawed literacy tests, poll taxes, and other obstacles to voting. It gave the federal government the authority to take over voter registration wherever voting rights were threatened. Now here's the thing that our people got to realize. This is what they said. They said the act helped bring African Americans to the polls, and their leaders, not other people's leaders, and their leaders to become elected to office. So what they're saying is this. They're saying is that, and if you notice, all these presidents, all these government officials and these politicians that we're voting for has not catered to our needs. Why? Why should they? They're not our leaders. They're only going to fight for their people. That's something that we need to start doing. You know what I'm saying? We haven't done that. We don't fight for, we don't put our leaders up front who's going to speak for us. And so we can to put our leaders in the forefront so they can fight for our interests. We have not done that. We voted for people like Bill Clinton and Barack Obama. Barack Obama has no connection with us. He's really a white man. You know, he grew up European. He grew up with white folks. So he had no connection with us. So what I'm saying is that we have not voted our leaders, you know, our African leaders that cater to our interests. We have not done that. And that's what the act was for, was put our people to fight for us and fight for our interests. So this is the reason why we haven't gotten nowhere. We fighting for, I wouldn't say fight, but we voting for other people, other leaders that don't, number one, don't look like us, and would never fight for our interests. And this is the reason why we haven't gotten nowhere. This is the reason why we haven't, you know, we're still in the same box, the same situation. You know, we vote, and we don't get anything. We get shortchanged or we get no change. We get shortchanged or to no change. And that's the problem. And that's the reason why we have not practiced our voting. We haven't really practiced it because we haven't put our leaders that looks like us and that is fighting with us and say, look, we're going to vote for you, so you're going to fight for our interests. We have not done that. And I think this is the reason why we haven't really practiced. And this is, and it's the sad part about it is that this Voting Rights Act only lasts for what, every 25 years, and then they renew it. So this is not even a permanent law, really. This is not even a permanent. This is more of I guess you could call it a privilege. But I'm just saying is that we haven't really, our people haven't really, or maybe they didn't really understand it. I don't know. So Brother Bakari, what is your thoughts so far?
Yeah, I was trying to take a little notes. The Oladu Equiano dude, he's Nigerian. Benjamin Banneker, he's Dogon, so he know he
Oh
was
God,
from
yeah,
he's
right.
Dogon. Oh yeah, and by the way, like I said, Vlad is a Jew. And you know what? I learned this about a year and a half ago about the meaning of cowboys, right? And me myself, I grew up with my dad. You know, for my dad passed when I was 14, watching what I would call, excuse me, what cowboy movies. My daddy called them country westerns, right? And I was still watching. I learned this like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. The cowboys with the black. When you watch the movie, have you ever noticed the ones that's called cattlemen always have the money?
Right.
And they're always fighting the cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Black people were considered the cowboys. The
That's true.
cattleman were the white people.
White
That's
people.
why.
Yes.
That's why in the movies the cowboys always wearing black, wearing black horses, because you know black is bad, black is evil.
Right.
And the cattleman was the rich white guy who the cowboys had to work for. Because if you studied, you'll see they say no one could break a horse better than a slave. In the certain tribe they were from, if I remember correctly, it was Fulani, and those were the cowboys. You know, you went on and you talked about independence, right? That's freedom. Freedom ain't free, and we must understand freedom ain't free. And like I was talking to you earlier, and I think I discussed this with Brother Maurice as well. If I didn't, he gonna hear it now. Everybody is, I guess. When I was talking to people, and I don't know if y'all watch baseball, right? So I watch baseball. So the umpire in Major League Baseball, he sent out a tweet, and he said they're not going to impeach my president like this. We are getting, what he say? I'm buying my automatic rifles and bullets now. It will be a civil war. Hashtag make America great again. Hashtag 2020. Right? So that go with independence. They still want their independence. But speaking of that, I was talking to some people, right? A couple of friends of mine, even my son. They ain't gonna do that, right? They won't do that no more. I'm like, huh? They say name a civilian. So I just went on and I named a civilian, right? I say, you say name a civilian. I said, what about that white boy that walked up in that church and did that shooting, killed 9, leave 1 alive? What about that white boy that killed Trayvon Martin? And you know, and the list go on and on and on. I say, instead of being afraid, my son is 16. I say, as much as I teach you, you're gonna let society show you something different, right? And I understand where he can be influenced a little bit by society when he go to school. So I have to straighten him up and show him when we come home. But these are other ones. These are grown men talking about they don't do that anymore. You understand what I'm saying? They don't do that. When did they stop? I even have one friend saying 50 to 60% of them is going to fight with us. Huh? Where you get that from? Where are you getting your numbers from? Right? So then you went on. So freedom ain't free, which means we're going to have to fight for our freedom, right? So once we fight for our now, what we're going to have to do is like Portugal, right? So when you mention Portugal, right? We know the Portuguese ran Angola, right? They were controlled by Angola.
Right.
But see, the Angolans, even though with it being cricket, and I still say they put too much in Portugal, not looking back at home in Angola. But you know what they did? They learned the Portuguese language and they mixed it with their language where they could speak in front of the Portuguese. And, oh man, you just get a chance to Google Angola buying Portuguese. The people in power in Portugal been complaining because the Angolans, they thought Angola was just so poor and Angola needed their help. Turn around, Angolans own half of Portugal now. They're complaining, saying they are being colonized. Wow, roles reversed. Now you want to complain, you know? Then you come and you mention the Netherlands, right? They still doing their blackface holiday over there now. They're still doing the blackface holidays from when they pushed the Moors out from over there. They have it every year. They have a blackface holiday. Just when you get a chance, just just look that up. You will see they still have a blackface holiday. Now we go through all that to say when you do voters' right, and you did this show based on the election that's coming up next year in 2020, right? Is that a voters' right of the act, right? It's not a law, like you say, every 20 years, 15, 20, 25 years, it come up where they have the right to snatch our vote, right? So since they don't need you no more, I was telling somebody, since they don't need you no more, the Hispanics, whatever the hell they call the other brown people, whoever, the people of color, I'm not including that, have taken has taken black people place, right? They don't need you no more. But while you come around here talking about people of color and all of this, this is what I tell people, right? Now, for me, I'm glad Donald Trump is the president because Donald Trump speaks the truth of this country, and it needs to be spoken. See, we're more concerned about what somebody say instead of what they do, right? There's only one woman that voted majority against Donald Trump. You know who that was? The black woman. So when they did that Women of Colors March, that nonsense, that was just that Women's of Color March with nothing, with that Women's of Color March bullshit with nothing but Women's of Color March bullshit. Pardon my French. That's all it was. The black woman is the only woman that voted unanimously against, that voted majority against Donald Trump. Everybody else, all those other women, they voted with Donald Trump. So what make you think all of a sudden they're on our side because the crotch grabber in office is there because of certain things that he's saying? They're not talking. Have you seen anything happen to some Arabs, East Indians, Hispanics? It's been happening to us forever. And back to independence, we're gonna have to stop being afraid. You hear so many people saying, Donald Trump is the reason racism is here, huh? Donald Trump been the president of this country ever since this country been in existence then. Because the treatment of black people haven't changed. And it's not going to change because we are begging the bully to stop bullying us. You have to make them stop. Okay, come on, you're going to, matter of fact, I'm going to punch you first because you acting like you want to punch. I'm going to punch you in your mouth. Y'all might get me, but you're going to respect me. You understand? We have to get prepared to get away from these people. Desegregation is the damn way. Until we build up, that's talking about getting a state, Mississippi. I've always said that because of the high black population everywhere down south. There's no reason we shouldn't be controlling, even if not the whole state, at least the parts of the state where we are. We should be controlling these states without a doubt. But somebody have told us we gonna end racism, huh? That's the craziest fight in the world. The only people in the world that say we gonna end racism is black people. Racism, the world against black people is like the war with the lions and the hyenas. It's eternal. It's gonna last forever. It's gonna last forever. And we have to stop complaining. We have to stop worrying about Donald Trump. We have to stop giving a damn if somebody is racist. Because what they say, you're supposed to learn from what people do to you, right? So if somebody done kick your ass with so-called racism for 400 years, shit, it's time to be racist. Obviously, racism is a good thing. It works for everybody else. So why can't it work for us? You understand? And you're right, Erica. The LGBTQ is outrageous. That's it. It's LGBTQ bullshit. But you know, I'm going to yield the mic. Brother Maurice just came on. I'll yield the mic and pass to him.
Hold on let me come back. Hold on a second.
Okay. Yeah, brother. You're right. You're definitely right. But I gotta definitely check out those. I gotta definitely do some research on that Neverland and the other thing you was telling me about.
Angola. Just Google.
Angola, yes.
Google Angola is buying Portugal, and you'll see it. And you'll see it. Now we had some crooked people at the top in Angola that instead of putting back in Angola, They just wanted to make sure they keep buying Portugal. They could have bought Portugal and fixed Angola at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of them forgot about Angola. That's why if you look now, you will see like some Chinese trying to get in there and do stuff, and you are letting the Chinese come in there. So now you're just selling yourself to China. You're being controlled by Portugal. But that because our people ain't, a lot of our people is so damn greedy. We have gotten like everyone else. We don't care about our people. We care about what I can get, what I'm going to have. Everything has become I, instead of us. And our situation is different than other people. I hear somebody say, well, white people don't give back. Well, they don't have to. Their situation is different. And they're always giving back. He said, how they always giving back? I say, who owns Walmart? It's the white people. The majority of people work at Walmart is who? I say, you go on and see who owns these companies. Then look and see who worked there. So they're always giving back to their people. We keep looking at they ain't doing what we're doing, right? They ain't doing what we're doing. They don't have to do it like us because their situation is different. Nobody have to do it like us. Nobody has to do it like us. We are a unique people that have been put in a unique situation all around the damn world, right? So we're going to have to come up. There's no ideas that unique. So we're going to have to follow. We study history. So we're going to have to study some of our past, right? And once we study our past, we're going to have to use that to build us today. And of course, it needs to be upgraded because of technology and everything. But we will forget the greatness that a lot of our people have done so we can fit inside of today. The illusion of inclusion. That's what we have fallen for. The illusion of inclusion. So back, when you was talking about reparations, right? I heard a guy say this and it made sense to me. So I added on to it, right? So check this out. We argued, right? When I said I believe we could have got something, but we wanted to be with them, right? So we fought the shit on the white man toilet because their toilet was more comfortable than ours. Pardon my French on your show, my man.
That's all right.
We fought the shit on their toilet. We would take an ass whooping and sit at the counter and sit down next to them and eat. We fought to go to their school so they can educate us. You understand what I'm saying? And now it's a complete failure. And instead of a lot of our people saying today that it was a failure, we want to continue that. And it has failed us. So since you're going through that, so now they're coming up with these, and I know they have them where you are and where everybody, charter schools. The charter school is correct. So when you look up these charter schools, they say P. Diddy own a school. It's a charter school. It's some like a public school, but they choose the best students. My sister is a retired school teacher in Chicago, right? And she was explaining to me, she said the same thing Dr. Umar said. She said what they do is they come in because they tell you it's a better school, and it is a little better, right?
Right.
But you have to apply for the school, and it's a public. You don't have to pay to go. You apply. But what they do, they end up taking all the best students from the schools around. Right. Coming to there, right?
Okay.
So then all of the public schools end up shutting down. So now you have kids, and I tell people this has something to do with our high school dropout rate because we keep falling for their tricks. So now I was not accepted in charter school A or charter school B, and y'all have shut down all the schools in my area. Now you're going to tell me I got to get bussed out 20 miles to go to school? You understand? So it's all a trick because education, when you read the Constitution, you don't see nothing else saying education is a right. Education was for the privilege. Education was a privilege. Once you study the HBCUs and the history of that, you get a better understanding because the HBCUs were created for mulattoes. And they said the mulattoes had too much black in them to be white, but they had enough white in them not to be black. And they was going to always want to lean to the white side because there's white in them. So they were easier to deal with. That's why I'm 47. So if anybody in this chat close to my age or on the panel close to my age, growing up, you go in the office and you saw a black secretary, they were always extremely light-skinned. That was by design by the people that created the HBCUs, because black people couldn't go to school. The mulattoes could go to school. Yeah, that's why when Booker T. Washington did what he did, that was a great thing. But these other HBCUs were not for us. It was for them. That's why the Rockefellers have paid for HBCUs. Morehouse is named after Confederate general from in the Confederate Army. He created that for his, and you can study him. He was General Morehouse. He created that for his bastard mulatto kids. Rockefeller, if you just go Alcorn State, where I'm from, Alcorn State in Longmont, Mississippi, the same thing was created by a Confederate general for his bastard mulatto kids, or somebody he knew had bastard, because they could work with the mulatto woman in the mulatto. They always had just a little fear of what we might learn, because they scared we might use it against them. The mulatto was easier to control. I hear the mic.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the white man's greatest weapon is to mix breed with us, because they know that it will be a conflict. This is the reason why it's so funny that you said it, because about the whole mulatto situation. Because I was you know, sometimes I get these got this news feed about these interracial cats, and you know, I post up a picture of a black woman and black man, and it says it's suicide if a black man don't be with a black woman and vice versa. And did you know you had all this hate coming from white people and black people who were sleeping with, you know, especially black people who were sleeping with the enemy, and they was calling me all types of names and talking about, oh, you're a racist and this is real love. You know, I'm with a white man and I'm with a, you know, my man is black. And you know, and I realized, I said that is, like you said, that is designed. That is one of the Europeans' greatest weapon against us, to cause confusion. You know, all this, and then you have, like you said, then you have all these schools that was made off of all these universities that you have mentioned. All those universities was made off of slave labor. The Harvard, they had think the brother who was talking on Vlad, he even said that if you go to Harvard, they even dedicated to they have a little memorial inside the campus, how about slave creating that university for them. It has like a dedication to the slaves, to our ancestors who made that university the way it is now. So a lot of the stuff that you see now was created off of our pain and suffering, and our ancestors' pain and suffering. So you know, when you was talking about the mulattoes in the schools, and well, they always thought that they even said that the lighter you are, the smarter you are. The darker you are, the dumber you are. This is their supremacy that they always like to talk about. Their white supremacy concept. White is better. White is good. White is pure. At the same time, it's like, you know, it's a contradictory. Even that is a contradictory, because you're saying all this stuff, but then you still need us. You still need black people. You still need African people to justify, or to, I don't know, to create this supremacy. I don't know, this complex. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to find out, where's this independency come from. I don't see it. That's where that whole thing needs to be abolished. This whole thing needs to be abolished, and I'm just sick and tired. And then now, like I said, and then what I don't like is they want you to keep voting for the same system. Like, you know, because it works for them. I'm not keeping these motherfuckers in power. That's why I'm not going to vote unless somebody that knows my pain and suffering within my race and say, look, I want to be your president, or I want to be your governor, I want to be your mayor, and I'm going to only I'm going to cater, most of my power is going to cater to my people. You know, they have to let me know that. But of course, you know, with all, you know, of course they you know, some of our people has been, you know, being bought out. We got a lot of our people being that's selling out, being bought out. You know, well, you know, the white enemy would come with all this money and say, yo, if you know, they'll start off good. Our people will start off good, and then next thing you know it, they're getting bought out. It's like, oh, we'll offer you more money if you only concentrate to our agenda. And next thing you know it, they get elected, but our needs are still not being met. So that's why I think that's my frustration. And where I see it is that we haven't really, number one, our people don't know how to vote. They really don't. And the Voting Rights Act wasn't for everybody. It's clearly said it was for African people in this country. It's not for the Asians. It's not for it's not for the Asians, not for the Latinos. It was only for us. It was clearly for us. But why all of a sudden everybody get the benefit off our shit? You know what I mean? So we gotta say no. The affirmative action is for us. The right to vote act's for us, and y'all motherfuckers is not touching that. You fight for your own shit, and we haven't done that because we, like I said, some of us are so scared. Some of us trying to make these fake alliances, and it's not working. It's not working. Everything that all this compromising is not working for us, and this is the reason why we stay losing. We stay losing. So that's what I'm saying. We stay losing, and we fall for the lies and the hokey doke. And we need to analyze what's been documented in the past. The Declaration of Independence. We need to analyze that, because they even, like I said, because if that's the case, this whole government should have been abolished, and to create a whole new government. So that's why we're still in the same boat. And if you notice, when we try to do something good, why is it when every time we try to do this, and when I was talking to my brother Maurice last night, you know, when we try to do good, they always, you notice the European man, the enemy always get one of our own people who's willing to sell us out to kill us. You know, and then they'd sit back and say, oh, see, your own people will do you in. But these are the motherfuckers is the one that is the one who's that's paying our people off to do us all in. That's another reason why we can't get nowhere. And that's been proven. That's been proven. When we try to do right, it's always one of our own who's working for the enemy that take us out, because they want to keep this system the same. They want to keep this system the same. All these fake conscious cats that you see on YouTube, they love the system because they have something to talk about. They have something to complain about because they know they're getting money from it. They don't want to see change, because if there's change, guess what? Well, there's nothing to argue. There's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to fight for. And life gets boring. You know, I don't want to talk about flowers and the birds singing and the sunshine. I don't want to talk about that. There's no money in that. I want to keep this going. So if I see my brother doing good, guess what? I'm going to bash him. I'm going to say, oh, he ain't going to create no school. He ain't going to do this. He ain't going to do that. I'm going to protest it. And and if that'll work, I'm going to go kill him. This is what they do. This is what they do. So this is the reason why, and this is the reason why this system would never change. Never change. That's why I tell people don't vote. And if you're going to vote, vote for somebody that's going to be, vote for, number one, vote someone of your own people that's fighting for your interests. Other than that, don't vote. Don't vote. Because your votes is only going to keep this system alive. Because the enemy depends on us. They depend on us. So I don't see where this independence from, because they're not really independent. They only independent because they was oppressed in their own homeland in England, but they're still babies. The enemy's a baby. You know, he still need that African breast. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's like you said, and you made a good point too, is that this war is what you call a holy war. I call it a holy war. This is a holy war. This is a war that would never end. It would never end. It's all this. All this talking about having racial harmony and all that is bullshit. We are natural born enemies. That's facts. That's facts. So when you see all these little interracial couples getting together talking about, oh yeah, see, it works. Yeah, right. It don't work. It don't work. The media already showed that. Look at OJ. Did that relationship work out? Nope. Nope. It don't work. So all this racial harmony, and that's the reason why they always talk about race relations in politics. It don't work. So we need to cut all that stuff out, and we need to stick with our own people. And you're right. But I don't know. You said, Bakar, you said that you think that if black folks, if our people say we want to be independent, you saying that white people will literally give us money to be independent? Is that what you're saying?
What I said was, I think excuse me. I think at one point in time,
Gotcha.
that could have happened.
Gotcha.
What I think at one point in time.
That's true. You're right. That's true.
Yeah.
I agree. But all right, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Why would they let you be independent, man, when you putting $1.3 to $1.5 trillion in their economy? Why would I let you be free? I wouldn't give you nothing. I'm just going to be honest. I wouldn't give us nothing either. I'm not going to let you take that money nowhere else. For what?
Right.
We have tricked y'all this long. Y'all enjoy being tricked, obviously. Have any of y'all ever seen the video? Anyone in the chat, if you have, you can hit one. A guy, have any of y'all ever seen the video? And I know I told you about a guy, how to advertise to the Negro. Has anyone ever seen that?
Advertise to the Negro? No.
Anyone ever seen that video or studied that at all? How to advertise to the Negro. Well, I'm gonna show you what we did. I'm gonna show you what they did. The same thing now, right? When you hear these rappers talking about their clothes, what they always mention it: Gucci, Polo, Versace, some white man name, right? So back in the day, someone use a hat for an example. I'm gonna use a hat for an example, right? So let's say Guy and Bakari make a hat, right? Guy and Bakari hat collection, and our hat is nice, and black people buying our hat, and our hat $10, but they jumping off the racks, right? What white people did was, it could be the same fabric. They came out and they could do a commercial for theirs, right? So we're gonna use Polo, since we just said that. Ooh, Polo, right? And give it a commercial and raise the price and tell black people you can't get this one because this Polo. Now the next thing you know, black people spending their money on Polo. They don't want Guy and Bakari hat collection anymore. And they figured out, if we just put a name on it, if they just put a name on it, that black people would want to buy it. That's all they did with a lot of this stuff. They put a name on it and we gonna buy it. They figured that out back in the 50s, 60s. Even when everything was segregated and we couldn't eat in their restaurants and we couldn't do this with them, we could go in their stores and they could take our money. Think about that. Our money have never been segregated from them. They just didn't want us, but they want our money. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm glad they didn't want me, and not that I'm not complaining about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted our money, and they figured out a way to trick us. So now they don't even have to trick us no more. We're gonna give some clown who called himself a rapper or a hip-hop artist, right? We're gonna let you brag on. They used to brag on selling drugs. Now we brag on doing drugs. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we gonna let you brag on how much your polo costs. And don't get it twisted. I used to love Floyd Mayweather when he was smaller, but as he grew, we gonna give a clown like that. We gonna make him a billion. We gonna make him a billionaire. And don't care what y'all say. When black people say we need to boycott Gucci because of the black face shirt they did and the way they disrespect the black people, what he do? Did you see what he did when they put the mic in his face? Why would I boycott Gucci? That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's them. They can't afford it. I can afford it. I'm going in the Gucci store right now.
Yeah, I seen that.
Let you know what side he on.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
So they gonna give clowns like that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Go watch that channel I was talking about, Comedy Hype, and go listen to some of Clifton Powell interviews. And you were all, you know who Clifton Powell is, right?
Yeah, I know Clifton. Mm-hmm.
And you can almost just sit there and listen to him, and you can almost feel and understand why this guy never became a star. Because he said he never stepped away from black people. He never stopped being black. He never stopped going to some of the same places. Never.
Wow.
And he didn't say that's what stopped him from being a star, but we ain't crazy. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you going back dealing with them too much. We can't let you get your hands on $10 million a movie, $5 million a movie. You gonna fool around and build something. You gonna motivate them.
Yep.
So no, we ain't gonna let you get none of that. You can't have none of that. You can't have that. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're doing it to ourselves. You're right, Terrell. Floyd is always clowning. 50 Cent is always clowning Floyd. But now we're doing it to ourselves. It's almost as if we on autopilot. They have gotten out the way. We did enough damage. They scared to get away from us because they don't think they can do anything. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They don't think they can do anything without us. They scared to say, ooh, they gonna be racist. They scared to say it's just for black people. We have given the head snitch in charge, Al Sharpton. We have let him be on MSNBC. You know why I call him that, right? The head snitch in charge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we have given him $5 million. We let Barack Obama. See, you say he white, I say he Indonesian. You know, we have let him be president, and we spin the narrative, and we got them running around saying, because you know what they still say about us, even in 2019, you put it in a book, we ain't gonna find it. So we still got them saying he just paid off his student loan when he won the presidency.
Yeah, he sure did.
Ain't that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
You still got people saying that, but then when you go look this man up, because there's a few of us that like to read. So then when you go look this man up, he's the 13th richest president in the history of this country. So you're gonna tell me the 13th richest president in the history of this country that was making $200 million from stuff that his Indonesian daddy had set up for him? You gonna tell me that he just paid off his student loan debt?
Yeah, that's a lie. That's
a narrative to spin to black people.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was. It was a narrative to spin to black people to make us feel, oh, we finally got somebody like us. And I won't lie, I voted for him twice. I ain't ever voting again. Because I put in my head the excuse. But they say always listen to your elders, right? You know what my mama said the first time he ran?
What?
My mama exact words to me. Actually, to all of us. Me, my brothers, my sister, we was there. Mama said, y'all gonna see when that man become president, he ain't black. She said he wasn't raised around no black people. He don't know nothing about being black. Y'all gonna make me vote for him because y'all say he black. But he ain't black. He don't know nothing about no black people. He don't know nothing about being around black people. He was raised around white folks. He just a brown-skinned white person. Her exact words. She said, y'all gonna see. And I damn sure saw. I saw it.
But you know, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you know the reason why he got so many votes, because you know he got to the younger crowd. He didn't get to people like our age and up. He got to the people that was younger who didn't really know no better. They didn't really know. They just thought, he just said, well, I can get votes because I got the complexion, and I can get to the younger people and say, well, look at me, vote for me because I look somewhat like y'all. So that's the reason. So make me president. So a lot of young cats is looking at it like, oh, he's a black man. He looks like me. So let me go. They didn't really. A lot of our young our kids don't really understand politics. So when you say, look, don't vote for that. Don't vote for that man. Why are you voting for him? Oh, because he's a black man. And I just want to, because it's good to see one of my own, or see my people become president. This is what I kept hearing. You didn't hear nothing about his policies or why he's running. You know, the reason why I voted for him because he's doing this, he's going to do that. Nothing. Only thing I heard was he was a black man. That was it. But that was from the younger cats, because they don't know no better. They don't know nothing about politics. People like us, our age, and some of us, we ran with it. Well, I didn't run with it. My mother, she said the same thing. She said the same thing. Same thing what you had said. We're talking about, hey, I'm not voting for him. And my mother, she's not even a Democrat anyway. She's more of a I think my mother is an independent. I became an independent too. So I was like, I'd rather stay. I want to be neutral. I would say independent because I want to be independent. That's the reason why I like the independent. I want to be independent. But a lot of parents, you got a lot of young parents too, figured, well, since my teenage daughter, she's gonna vote for him, I'm gonna roll with it too because he is a black man. So a lot of the younger parents, they went and did the same thing. They fell for the hype. So that's how he got over, and he was the first president that did that. He was the first person that actually used that took advantage of the minds of the young generation, where he couldn't get over with her because we like, okay, you look like us. What are you gonna do for us? And he was afraid that he didn't want that question. So what are you gonna get? You're gonna get somebody who's 18 years old who still want to party and do drugs. You know what I'm saying? That's what he got. And if you read his book, he said he was a drug user. So we had a druggie as president of the United States for fucking 8 years. But like you said, you put it in a book, who's gonna read that? So I want people to understand is that most of these people that you vote for, they have a past just like everybody else got a fucking past. Just like everybody else got a past. Look at Bush. Was he a drunk? He was a party dude who was a C average student in college. He haven't been to his classes. And his father was a CIA agent.
I got something to tell you about that too.
Right. But hold that thought. So he was a party, and now his daughters is a drunk, going to the bars, getting drunk, getting high. You know what I'm saying? Look at same thing with who else? Look at Clinton. He has a past too. And then that next thing you know, he's cheating on his wife. He just got exposed. You know what I'm saying? That dude's a freak. But no one, but for some reason, but this is what they voted for. They voted for that. They voted for that. So I don't know why people getting on Trump. I don't know why people getting on Trump. Trump, he's not perfect either. He has a past too. But at least, like you said, brother, at least Trump told everybody straight up. He said, I'm a racist. I'm a least racist. When least means, small amount. That's what at least means. It means a small amount. He was just being nice about it. But he said he was a racist. So why everybody so damn shocked about that? Oh my God, he's a racist. He said he was a racist. Just like the other 40-something president was racist too. Y'all don't talk about the guy, you don't talk about the president who owned our ancestors. So I don't like when people use Trump as this poster boy of racism. I mean, come on, get the fuck out of here, man. It's just nonsense, man. Now people need to kill that noise with that bullshit.
He been the president of the country forever. I keep telling you that. Since we came here, Trump been the president. If he the reason all this stuff happening, he's been the president forever.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. But go ahead. What you was gonna say?
I'm just gonna say, right? Can we like? I'm not sure. Can anyone say answer this question? One for yes, two for because I'm not sure. I think so though. But a convicted felon cannot be president, right?
Mm-hmm.
They cannot be president, right?
Right.
Now just go look and see how many DUIs George W. Bush, OW, and his what's the president was name? What was the vice president name?
McCain?
Nah, it wasn't McCain. Can anybody? W. George W. The last
George W. His was it
Bush right before Obama? What was his vice president name? Damn it, I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, both of them had about 5, 6. Both of them had about 5, 6 DUIs.
Wow. Oh.
And I'm gonna show you something, right?
Mm-hmm.
They hated each other.
Was it Cheney?
Dick Cheney. Bam. There you go. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you, Queen. They hated each other. They look, the vice president and the president, you know how they spoke to each other for 8 years?
Right.
Through their secretary. Bush secretary would go tell Cheney secretary, tell Cheney, tell the vice president, President Bush said hello. She'll go tell him. Now this coming from Dick Cheney.
Mm-hmm.
This coming from him. But we had these drunks in the damn White House. But yet and still, anything that has ever happened is Donald Trump's fault.
Right.
Ain't no way these people were thinking right while they were drunk. you couldn't be thinking right while you were drunk. But we have allowed stuff like that to run. Now, not we, but stuff like that have run this country. And we have allowed that all of a sudden to be okay. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Like, John McCain is the one that just died, right? The old guy died like a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
He ran for president, but he just died, right?
Right.
Excuse me. He, Donald Trump made fun of him for getting captured in the Vietnam War, right?
Right.
He said, "You're a loser. I don't like losers. You're a loser. Your plane went down." Now, watch this.
They still call him a hero.
So now he died, right?
Mm-hmm.
Black people is so upset with Donald Trump for saying that. I said, why y'all upset?
He was right.
I said, y'all upset with Donald Trump, calling him a loser. But y'all ain't upset with him when he was in Arizona and he voted and said emphatically that Martin Luther King's birthday shouldn't be no damn holiday in Arizona. And the only reason they changed because the NFL said if you don't make it a holiday, because they were the last state to make it a holiday, we won't never put another Super Bowl there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this same man y'all want to take up for, just let you know how he feel about black folks. Let you know how he feel about one of your heroes. But all of a sudden, because Donald Trump said something about him, all of a sudden he's a great man.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
All of a sudden he's a great man. I agree with Donald Trump. He was a loser.
Mm-hmm. He was a loser. He was a loser.
His plane went down.
Yeah, he was a loser. Yeah. He said he was a hero. A hero don't get captured.
He got captured in a Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson was a officer in the Marines, right?
Mm-hmm.
I find it out. I said, you ought to hear him talk about it. He said, man, every white person, all them officers and stuff that had information, everybody that got captured, told. Yeah. Because he said what he did, because he had to brief all the POWs when they came back. That was part of
Mm-hmm.
his job. He said all of them told.
Wow.
All of them. He said the Vietnamese treat them so bad. He said you'll be amazed. He said everything they did to black people in all these years to get black people the way they are. He said you find some who may have been a POW for 4 months, come back trying to be Vietnamese. They had to straighten them up again. Yeah, but he said all of them told. All of them.
I believe it. I believe it.
Now, we've been, if this is me, so I'm going to say this right. We have talked about everybody failures because I'm going to do a show who failed us the past or the present, right? But I also like to see, and I know this your show, although this is just me saying this right now. I like to talk about what we going to do. And this is Guy's show, and Guy ain't mentioned this, but he'll tell you he got his thing set up for his shoes to donate to give shoes. Because we got to start talking about what we going to do. We have to unite. We really have to unite. And of course, all of us not going to unite. All of us that want to be together is all of us that we need. That's my saying. Anyway, I don't know if anybody else believe that. But now we done beat them up, bruh. This your show, but I'm going to still ask you on your show, what we going to do?
Well, I would say, I'm going to tell you, look, the things that we fought for in this country, Voting Rights Act, affirmative action, all these things that we fought for. We gotta use it. I feel like this. If we have it, we gotta use it while it still exists, right? But we have to let people know. I feel, in my opinion, we have to let people know, look, this is for us, this is our thing. And those who are not African, step back. You're not using it. You're not using it. Also, too, when it comes down to reparations, look, we don't talk about our brother, who is my hero, and who defended O.J. Simpson. What's his name?
Johnny Cochran.
Johnny Cochran. Well, look what happened. Look what he did. He said he was going to sue United States. He was going to sue United States, and I think they killed him to get reparations.
Yeah,
he was going to do a major lawsuit.
He was coming up with a number,
right? So and next you know it, he's dead. Come on, man. So I think we need to continue. I think we need to put more lives on the line to fight for our struggle, because lives are going to get lost. Like I said, freedom. Like you said, freedom is not free. Revolution is bloody. And like I said, I know everybody is not a gun toter and all that sort of stuff, but use your skills to fight against the system. I would say use the skills to fight against the system. Because I just feel we doing our answers an injustice if all these things that we fought and bled for and we don't get to utilize it. Like the Right and Votes Act. We should be putting our people in office and say, look, we're gonna I'm gonna say, because I'm gonna vote for you, because you for us and you by us, and I'm gonna fight for you. So we can get some sort of protection in this country. We're not getting no protection because no one's not fighting for us. We are putting other people who don't look like us, and we're depending on them to protect us, and that's bullshit. And this is what I'm seeing. If we're gonna continue living here, at least try to use the system as where that use the system that our people that fought and died for, and use it to our advantage. That's just me. And that way we can get some sort of breathing room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I absolutely everything that we have learned. Because to say we haven't learned anything would be wrong. But, we need to study them more. See, we are studied by everybody, so we need to study them. You feel me?
Right.
And use everything, like they use everything they study from us against us. We just have to start doing the same thing. And I'm going to show you something, right? Speaking on reparations again. I'm going to show you how poor white people just got reparations, right? I know this is Mississippi, but it's in a few more states. But this lady from Mississippi, white girl, I ain't got no lady, that white woman, that white bitch was on bragging on this shit on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I told you about the lawsuit and everything that my daddy did, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I told you the schools, in order to get the money, had to end up being 10% white, right?
Mhm.
So they started bringing them Russians and, you know, them Bosnians. I call all of them Russians over here, so they could go to school for free, right? And they
Mhm.
were going to the HBCU. So now, guess what they did? They are paying. This white girl was on damn Facebook bragging. I just got my bachelor's degree from Alcorn State University in Longmont, Mississippi. And for the white people that don't know, you need to put in what they say. For the white people that don't know, you need to start putting in your paperwork now, because not only can you go to school for free, they also give you a check for going to HBCU in the United States. Yep,
Oh, wow.
bragging.
Mm.
She
Mm.
didn't. What she said, her check was like $500 a month. She on full ride scholarship, long as she keep her grades, and she get like $500 a month check from whatever state
Wow.
you in. They're going to the HBCU. Yeah, you talking about reparations. You understand? They take
Mhm.
everything. That's why we have to step. That's why we had to step away. They have taken everything from us.
They sure did.
Now we're giving it to them, right?
Mhm.
You feel me? We're giving it to them. Because we're not giving it, but we sitting back allowing it to happen with no fight.
No fight. Exactly.
We would let our schools shut down. We don't even go to our own universities no more. We don't want to. I need diversity. They're too expensive. Every excuse in the world not to deal with your own.
Mhm. Yep.
That's our problem. We have to fix it. They're not going to fix it.
Mm-mm.
We have to fix it. I just wanted to say that, man. Hold on, Queen. I know who I am. You are correct. Russians make some good assault rifles. I took me a couple females to the range last Wednesday. Next time I'm gonna record it. They didn't want to be recorded this time. It's gonna be on my channel. I'm starting to take some. So you're right. They do make some good assault rifles. They make some damn good assault rifles. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. They really. Let me say this. I just think that we have to. You know. Again, I just think that the enemy. You know. Like I said, they. You know. Let's be realistic. White folks. They depend on us. They depend on us. You know, big time. And without us, it will be no them. And that's obvious. It's just obvious. And like the brother said when I showed the video, he said they don't even like us. You know, they don't even like us being us in groups. You know what I'm saying? They don't like us being in groups. And you know, I've been in situations where I could be at a job talking to a sister, and here's some white woman, she wants to intervene. And I'd be looking at her like what are you doing? Like it's not about you. And because I have more. I mean, it's only natural that you're gonna be with your own, because we all got something in common. You know, it's more than phenotype. It's just more like we all have to share the same experience. And this is what the enemy don't understand, that, and they think that, oh, they might be plotting. You know, and because there's that fear of, damn, we've done so much to these people. Now I'm scared of my life. This is the reason why these cops are saying that. I'm scared of my life when they shoot us down. Oh, I'm scared of my life. And that's true. They are scared. They're very scared. Because if you're guilty, which especially what your ancestors have done over years, and you benefited off of that, you know, you're gonna feel guilty. If I was white, I would damn sure feel guilty. I'd be like, damn, I don't even know how I dress. And what kills me is this: that white people always think that sleeping with us is racial harmony. You notice that? They always think that, oh, if I have sex with this person, you know, they will look at me less of an enemy. And that's not true. That's it, actually, you create even more of a fucking problem. You create even more of a problem. So that's the biggest myth of all myth. You know, if I so like Vlad, like he said, like, oh, I only date black women. Well, so what? You date black women, so what? So you think you cool with black folks? You think you cool with me? You think you cool in my book? No, you're not. Because at the end of the day, you're still an enemy of mine. And that's why I respect Abraham Lincoln. I respect Abraham Lincoln. He reminded me of Donald Trump. That's the reason why they killed him. You know why? Because he was honest. That's what we call him, Honest Abe. He said after all that, and you said this too, brother. You said after all we done to you, why would you want to be around us? He said this. And he was going to let us go. And he was going to give us everything that we need. But like you said, you had some black people that didn't want to go. And you had white people that didn't want to let us go. Because the white people was like, well, who's gonna mow the lawn? Who's gonna build our houses? We don't want to do the shit. We are so used to them doing everything. And we're so used of reaping the benefits. So they do depend on us. So when they talk about this word independence, it's laughable. It's laughable because they depend on us by using us. Because if they give us trust me, if they give us an inch, we're gonna take it like a mile, man. We're gonna go far with it. That's why they don't want to give it. They only give us enough, but they don't want us. They don't want us in no groups. And like the brother said, he said they don't even. They said he said you notice. He said even in school, and he's right about that. I'll give you an example. When I was in college, I never forget this. You saw all the white folks gathering out, and of course, ain't nothing changed. You got the Russians, they all together, and you got all the white Jews, they all together. All these other people, the Indians, they all together. When it come down to, when I said, fuck it, me and my people, we was just like, yo, fuck it, we gonna come together. As soon, when the test came, all the Russians, they start cheating off each other. Teachers don't say nothing. So me and my brother, we was gonna, fuck it, we gonna take advantage of too. Yo, if I don't know an answer, you hook me up. And vice versa. But the teacher peeped it. So he separated us. He said, no, I want you over there. And we was looking at each other like, oh, that's some bullshit. But that's what they do. They separate us. And they want the whites to advance. This is even that it's a system itself. You divide and conquer. Don't let these guys, you separate them. You let one black kid, he go over there, and the other one's over there. But at the same time, let all the whites stick together. Let them cheat, let them pass, and this is why they advance. This is the reason why they get the hookup on these, get these good jobs. I ask my own people, yo, you got a job? And I don't want any old job, especially if I have education. If I see you got a good job, I should be able to ask you, say, yo, you got some openings, hook me up. I don't want to hear, oh man, let me see what I can do. And then I don't hear from you. No, I'll be like, look, you know what? There's an opening, whatever. I'm gonna talk to sis, and I'm gonna get you in. Blah blah blah. I'm gonna work on that. But that's all that is a design, because black people are, it's like you said before in the past, it's all about that fear. Black people scared. It's a fear. We are afraid to help each other out because we worrying about what the enemy might think about us. Not realizing, deep down, the enemy really, they're afraid that one thing I know about the enemy, they're afraid of competition. That's number one. Because they know that we're a clean house. We're better than them in all levels. In all levels. And that's been proven. Throughout history, that's been proven. So, but that's what the whole myth of white supremacy come from, because they came up with this white, so we're better than you, even though they don't have nothing to prove it. So if I ask a white person, okay, show me how you're superior over me, and I shut the hell up. I'll give you that. And if you ask any white person that, they can never show you no, they can never show you no proof and evidence. And the guy broke it down to you. He said, even when it came down to laser eye surgery, it came from us. This, even with technology, they even taking the minerals from Africa. Why you think all this is working? Why you think YouTube and all these laptops? Because there's a mineral they taking out the Congo that's making all this shit work.
Coltan.
Right.
Coltan.
Say that again, brother.
Coltan.
There you go. There you go. So they need us. This is the reason they're in South Africa, taking over the land. This is the reason why they over there. Then you got the yellow man. He's over there too. So we have to. This is my solution. We have to make alliance with black people that looks like us globally, right? Especially in the motherland, the Caribbeans, with their like minds, right? Because you got black people in Africa too, is being oppressed too by the colonizers. Okay, so we gotta make alliances. That's another solution. We can't with all this separation. I don't want to deal with African people, and my religion believes that they do. Those are Hamites. No, fuck that. Those Hamites got resources. Okay.
All of them. Every resource in the world is in Africa.
Thank you. And I rest my mic. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, you know what, hey Queen, I saw you put up there, you said that SKS and the AK-47 is fire, right? You know, this is what I ask people to do if you can. You know, they offer classes to show you how to build them. Because, see, that's what we're going to have to start doing. We have to start breaking them down and building them.
I've seen that on movies and shit, how they take it apart.
Yeah. But, see, you have to buy the stock. You know, with the serial number on the stock.
Right.
You have to buy the stock with a serial number on it. But once we learn how to build it, shit, we can create our own gun company.
Right. We don't even have to buy no guns. We can create it.
The goal is to learn how to do it, right? Like the range I go to offer, excuse me, it's $800 for the class to build an AK-47. The gun is about that much. But the next time you come in and you buy the parts for $800 gun, $800 weapon, you can pay $250 for the parts and just put it together yourself. I actually know people who know how to make the fully automatic, but that's illegal to have. You know, it's illegal to have. But do you know how to build them? Like, just get the stock and all the parts and put the pins and everything where they go. Like, make the gun yourself. A 380, that is a good little nice little gun for a woman. Keep it in your purse everywhere you go. Yep. But I know somebody who know how to make them make the fully automatic. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You can get the stock, Queen. And I know I'm reading it. I'm talking to her right now, and I know everybody. That's cool. But yeah, you can see how to build it. Like my nephew, I'm not gonna pay the $800 for the class because my nephew is in the military. And he know how to do it. And his job, they've been showing him how to do it. So he's gonna teach me he's gonna show me how to build mine. So instead of going out paying $800, you can just order the stock. You can order all the parts. So an $800 gun, you end up getting it for $250. Save money once you learn how to build it. Yeah. You know what he said it take about an hour once you learn how to do it, once you really learn how to do it. Because he sent me he showed me 3 rifles and he built all of them. He said once you learn how to do it, it take about an hour to build one at the most. Yeah. Because that's something we got to learn how to do. Because think about it, right? Let's just say something happened, bam, and we getting ready to fight. Who do we have to buy? Excuse me, who do we have to buy our guns and bullets from? From them, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
But once we learn how to build it, then get a gun company where we're building them, right? Like they got a company called High Point. Our 9mm can't be worse than theirs. Their rifle is great, but their handgun, shit, Me and you ain't never built a gun guy, and I believe our 9mm, I believe our handgun can be as good as theirs. But you understand what I'm saying? So once you learn how to build it and put them all together, now the goal is to get the company. Then once you see what I'm saying? Now you get a manufacturing company. Now you're manufacturing guns, and you don't need them for everything, right?
Right.
You don't need them for everything. Get one of these cars. We know we got African cars over there. Over here, some of our people, because a lot of our people ain't gonna want to go back to Africa, and that's just a fact. But we still got to love them. That don't mean they ain't with us. They just everybody just ain't feeling going back like me and you feeling going back. You feel me?
That's true.
That don't mean they ain't a brother or sister. So you use that knowledge over here. Everything you gonna learn. Take you one of these damn Toyotas, one of these Chevys, and break it down. Put it back together. Do everything they did to learn how to build. Some of your people, man, now you can build you a car. Through our oppression, they knew how great we were, right? Even though we were being oppressed. They tried to take our mind, right? They wanted to dumb us down, right? And in a sense, they did somewhat, right? A lot of us fought back and a lot of us winning now, right? So let's use our brain to start building these cars for us. We can build anything they're building. Queen, you stupid. She said, I'm a pretty good shot. I'll shoot the shit out of crack. Hey, you know what? I would take you to the I went to the range Wednesday. I told you when I went to the range. The ladies I took to the range, I never shot a gun. But it was like natural. I sat there and showed them how to drop it, how to empty it to make sure it cleared, put it back in, showed them how to shoot the rifle and the handguns. And it's amazing, man. After a second clip of 12 rounds in the Taurus, the handgun, she was shooting better than me. It's like it was natural. So then I gave her that stick that I got that carbine rifle. You know the picture of the rifle I showed you?
Right.
I gave her that rifle and it was like, shit, I like this better than the handgun. It was natural. She was hitting the targets in the mouth, back to back to back. You know, when I finished with him, he couldn't walk. I hit him in the foot about 10 times in a row. I hit him in the foot.
Wow.
He couldn't walk. He could shoot back, but he couldn't walk. But yeah, they could shoot better than me. But yeah, you know, that's something we need to start doing. And I'm trying to get more brothers here, you know, when I put it, because like I was in this man's military, right? So what I tell people, anybody who was in on Thursday, this for the men and the women. If you're in the Georgia area and you close to Cobb County, you don't have to be close. You just take a little time one day, and next time I'll come to where you are. It don't make a difference. But on Thursday, and if you was a vet and you can get your DD Form 214, we can shoot free all day, all night on Thursday.
Ooh, sweet.
You ain't got to pay nothing to go in there.
You can rent guns too.
Yeah, you can rent guns. That's how I first started shooting, when I was going in there renting their guns to see what guns I wanted. Because I'm going to be honest, I just got to the point where I could own a gun. Because I would have been in prison because I would have killed somebody. I couldn't control myself. So I'm just being honest. You know, the first time I had a gun, I almost did 20 years, you know. I went against the way I was raised, you know, shit. I was breaking and entering with attempt to kill with a load of sawed off. And shit. After that, I put that motherfucker there. I ain't shoot nobody. Thank God I didn't. And I just ain't never wanted another gun. I just got to that point like a couple years ago where I could control myself.
That's good.
So
that's really good.
I wouldn't get a gun. Yes, Queen is. Yes, Queen. If you come in there, if you was here, it'll be in there all you could shoot. On Wednesday, if you was here, I could take you there on Wednesday. It's all you can shoot. Women shoot free on Wednesday. All Wednesday, all you can shoot. They're always having specials. On Tuesday, it's 2 for 1. So instead of both of us paying $16, we put our money together, $8 a piece. We go in there and shoot. That's some of the things. Man, I'm on here talking about these guns. I done got away from your show, man.
No, that's all right. No, because that's all goes on this topic, because that's being independent. We need to be independent. We need to have our own military program, military. We have a military base. You know, this is the reason why they infiltrated Black Wall Street and all these other things that we have, because we didn't really have We didn't have a military base. We didn't have no protection. And this is the reason why we that's what we need. We need someone like a militia, that to protect us, even from these little white extremist police officers that's getting out of hand now. They're not for us. These people are not for it, and they made it known we don't work for you. So yeah, your tax money, yeah, it pays our salary, but we don't work for you. We don't work for you because to us, we still second-class citizens. We're not even citizens in this country. We really not. If you look at
residents,
well, we residents.
That's what we are.
That's a big difference. Residents and citizens. That's a big difference, bro.
United States resident. That's
United States residents. Exactly.
So-called citizens wasn't getting treated the way we treat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we may not getting treated the way we get treated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's in the law books, man. That's in the law. Ain't nothing changed. They haven't changed nothing. Remember, slavery. They didn't abolish slavery. They didn't abolish slavery. Slavery still exists, but they're just saying that it's just what they call it. They call it something. What's that word? It's a word that they used. They changed it. They restructure it to something like that. I forgot the word for it. But slavery has not really. They didn't abolish slavery. They didn't do it. So we have to understand that we're still in the same system that was then in 1776. Ain't nothing changed. But black folks, and here's another thing I want to say. They always keep saying they get mad at Donald Trump, right? When Donald Trump said "Make America Great Again," right? You notice that they get mad at that, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't know. Maybe Donald Trump ain't too bright, but I want to know what America he could be talking about, because America come in where you got North America, because North America is supposed to be a continent, not a country.
And that's what they tell us when we say we African. How you gonna be African? That's a continent. Ain't that what they tell us?
Exactly. So when he said "Make America Great," I want to tell Donald Trump, what America are you talking about? You talking about North America, Central America, or South America? Because the Brazilians, people in Brazil, they're Americans too. They're Americans too. So he didn't, and you notice he didn't say "Make United States Great Again." He said "Make America Great Again." So when you hear white people say, "Well, I'm an American and I love this country," America is not a country, you fucking idiot. It's not a country. So we need to, so you're dealing with a bunch of stupid hillbilly morons. They're always talking about, "Oh, I love this country and I'm love to be an American." And then you got Negroes saying the same thing. "Well, I'm proud to be an American. I love this country." Well, I'm sorry, bro, but this America is not a country. It's a continent. And you gotta know what America you're talking about. That's why I don't say things like "I'm a black American." That's ignorant. I won't even say that's ignorant. That's what you call that's moron talk. I don't say shit like that. First of all, the word black is a description. I'm not a crayon. I'm not none of that. I'm an African. I come from somewhere. Okay, because black is a description. That's what it's a color code. That's all it is. When the cops always say, when they use the color code to do a description, black male, 5'11" or whatever, that's a color code. So we gotta represent where we come from. So that's why I don't say I'm a black American. And number one, I don't represent this country. I don't. Well, I'm going to represent this country called United States that don't represent me. All right, I'm not from America. My DNA don't even trace back to this continent. So So what the hell I want to call myself a Black American? I don't. There's no such thing as no Black American. I'm sorry, there's no such thing. So we got to understand when we hear certain talk, make America great again. We got to ask these people, what America are you talking about? We got to ask them the same question where they ask us when they ask us dumbass questions. We're gonna ask them silly ass questions too. What America are you talking about? Because I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so I don't know why Black people get offended. Oh, you told me make America. Well, America is what? You got Canadian Americans, you got Mexican Americans. So I don't even know why you get mad at the Mexicans because they're American too. Oh, you're not an American? Yes, they are. You goddamn idiot. They are Americans. They live in North America. It's funny. People don't know anything about geography, man. You did all that. So it's like, and that shows me how fucked up the school system is. It just shows me how fucked up the school system is. They don't even know. Look, brother, we went to school. We study maps, right? We study North America, South America. We got to know the countries and all that. And you got people who don't even know they don't know anything about geography. But the Mexicans, they're Americans. So how come we can't call it? How come United States don't call themselves United Stadians? That's what we are, right? United Stadians. Since we was born here. I'm just saying. How come they don't use that? How come they don't say that name? I'll rest my mic.
You know what? You're absolutely right. America is absolutely a continent. North America is a continent. South America is a continent. Then Central America is a subplate. It's not a continent, but it's right there. It's part of the Americas.
Right.
North America, South America, Central America. And like I said, man, that's what I say when people tell me, how you gonna be African? African is a continent. I say the same way you're American. America is a continent.
Right.
But we say African because we know where they took us. They brought so many people from different places they couldn't remember where they brought you from, or they didn't want you to know. Mm-hmm. So we just embrace all of the African culture because it's all ours anyway.
Right.
It's ours anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we said enough here, man. I mean, this has been I just wanted to throw this because I know the election's coming up, and we just got to be smart, man. We just got to be, we gotta really be more. We gotta be more focused on what we have to do, man. Like I said, support, Black businesses. Saying keep supporting it. Just like I put up the, I don't know if anybody check out Nagas sneaker company footwear. Check that out. They sell some really good stuff, man. Really good stuff. And like I said, we need to stop, giving our money away to these companies that was basically made their money off of our ancestors. And that's how these companies got rich anyway. Over years and centuries, they took a lot of our stuff, took a lot of all our inventions and make billions of dollars of it. So they took all our ideas, and we haven't got a cent. We haven't got a cent. They don't want to let us go. This is the reason why when reparations comes up, like the brother said when I showed the video, they said, well, if we give Black people money in this country, then this country will be bankrupt. Well, they send trillions of dollars every damn day. Barack Obama was in office. He sent $700 billion to Israel. That's our money.
Can I interject right quick? Let me say this right quick. It wouldn't be bankrupt. They just mad they won't have it. We'll have it.
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't be bankrupt.
It'll be exactly.
It is still.
We'll just
have it.
Yeah, they don't want us to have it.
Go ahead. I just wanted to say that
because they know what we're gonna do with it. We know we're gonna do with it. First of all, we're not gonna work for them no more. Why should we?
Yep.
We're not gonna want to work with them no more. We got money now. And then we can now we can say, you know what, brother, let's get our own business. Let's get our own skyscraper now. Next thing you know it, we're gonna be traveling more. A lot of black people can't travel because they don't got no money. Then then next thing you know it, you're gonna be doing you're gonna be making other deals. You're gonna get into the oil fields. You're gonna do that. Trust me, we're gonna be getting into some serious business because we got the education for it. Now that we read all these books and we know what we have to do, now we got to combine intelligence with wealth, with money, with resources. We could combine that, we could become powerful people. You know what I'm saying? But we got intelligence, but we don't got the resources. And this is what we need. We need the resources. So when we tell people, look, support this, support that, so we get the ball rolling, you know, we're not just out here talking. We're not these guys on the that you see on YouTube talking about, oh, just send me some donations and you don't get nothing back in return. Like you was talking about Tariq Nasheed, you know, how he made all this money and he haven't gave back. But he's living in a big house. He's living in a nice house while everybody else is struggling. Let me say this, and I want to play this before I'm going to close this. If you see your leader eating better than you, he's no fucking leader. Let me say this again. If your leader, or whoever you admire, eating better than you, he's no fucking leader. He's not someone you want to follow. Because I cannot imagine I'm living in a big house, living in a mansion, where my people who supported me, they starving. They got to work for the man, but I don't have to. But with me, I'm living in a big house, living large. I don't have to worry about nothing. You got Trump and these presidents living large, where you got people out there fucking starving. You got our brothers and sisters, you know, trying to make it, hustling, got to hustle to make ends meet. But you got fucking presidents and governors in these nice mansions, and they see us struggling. When it comes down to having a budget, when they say, well, where's the budget for housing? Where's the budget for jobs? Oh, we're still working on it. They're lying to us. Because if that's the case, why they're not struggling? Their kids, they don't have to struggle. They don't have to worry about health care and all that. They're already covered. Their life is set. So again, if you got these politicians or your leader, whoever you like, whoever you follow, they eating better than you, they're not your leader. They're not your politician. They're not for you. They're not for you. I don't care who it is. What organization you in, if your leader is eating better than you, they're not your leader. Your politicians eating better than you, they're not your politicians. We need somebody who's going to grind with us. If we're going to have a leader, we're going to have our leaders going to grind. He's going to have to say, if I'm eating, everybody else eat. We have to, and this is what we need. We need a real leader. When Dr. King, he ate just like everybody else ate. He was grinding with us. You can say what you want about him. Malcolm X, same situation. These guys struggle. These guys struggle. They wasn't in no big mansion. Come on, man. I can go on and on with this, man. When you see Tariq Nasheed and look at what's his name? The other dude, Brother Polite and all these guys living, eating good and all that. They're not for us, man. Those people are not for us. They use us, man. And I'm not saying they dumb people. They're very bright people. They're very smart, but they use their intelligence to get over on our over. They exploited us, and I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that, man. So we're gonna do our last closing, brother. Give your closing statement. Any closing statement? Anything you need to say? The floor is yours.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate the chat for joining, and this was a good show. I'm glad to be here with my brother Guy in Hollywood. Sorry, brother Maurice couldn't hang in there. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. When you say if not eating like you, they're not your leader. And I know you hear black people talk about Muammar Gaddafi a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard one other person beside myself speak on this man on his show on YouTube. That was Brother Maurice. Everything Muammar Gaddafi did, right? It was Thomas Sankara. Google that name and look him up. He used
Okay.
Thomas Sankara ideas. Thomas Sankara. You ever heard me say, "He who feeds you controls you"?
Right.
That was a Thomas Sankara quote. When he took over Burkina Faso in Africa, let me show you what he did. When he took control, right? Every private plane that the government owned, with the exception of one, he sold it, put the money back into the country. Every stretch limo, every Mercedes that the government owned, he sold it, except one, put the money back in the economy. He was the president of the country. He drove the cheapest car made in the world. You ever heard of the Yugo? When I was growing up, I don't know if anybody on here close to my age, but if you're growing up, you can
I
look
heard
at
about the Yugo. I seen it. I knew about the Yugo.
you can order it in the newspaper. You just look and order the parts in the newspaper. Say you want a Yugo. Yugo, yeah. That's what he drove. And his country started to build. Look and see what Burkina Faso is. Look and see how the economy went up. Look and see how the education went up. Look and see how the farming and everything went up. He refused to take money from any outside source. Then he started creating an African trade. This 4 years. Because he has some of his own. Now I'm going to show you something. This is where I do give a couple of Latino countries some props. And I'm just going, you got to be honest with me. Fidel Castro, when he saw Thomas Sankara stand up to that, those black people in Cuba, some of them wanted to go back to Africa. He sent 25,000 soldiers to go support Thomas Sankara.
It's true.
The Chavez guy, I can't even remember what country. He sent like 25,000 to go help him.
Yeah.
We gonna build our own nation. But you know what happened? They had a coup. Some of our people who would rather work with the French instead of work with their own people, who was working for Sankara. I want to say it was one of his bodyguards. I don't know if I'm correct or not on this while I speak, Maurice. If I'm in there, if you're still in the chat, but I know it was somebody who worked close with him. Killed him so they could be in charge. And ran the country right back in the ground.
Wow.
But our people never speak of him. He wasn't rich. But we'll talk about Muammar Gaddafi and everything he did. Muammar Gaddafi was worth $250 billion himself when he died. Where was he getting that money from? He was trying to create an Islamic state. I'm not saying he didn't do anything good for Libya. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
He did good for his country. I won't deny that. But he was trying to make all of Africa Muslim.
Yes, that's true.
With him being in charge. But his ideas and everything came from Thomas Sankara, the president of Burkina Faso. Yeah, I just want to say that.
That's deep, bro.
Because he ate like the people ate. He said the country was struggling, so he wouldn't even have. He was the president of the country. He wouldn't even have a driver with him. Sometime when he go out to the farmers to see how everything is going, helping them. He would drive out there on his own with a bulletproof vest and a gun on his side. Because he said he had to know his people. And if you ever meet anybody from Burkina Faso, and for me, I've been lucky enough to meet some, and you'll see how much they love Thomas Sankara. They love him to death.
Yeah, you guys send me some of that information, man. I would like to read about that, man. That's
I showed you his name, Thomas Sankara. Yes. But the greatest thing he said when that French man said, "He who feeds you, control you." Patrice Lumumba too. But that's a whole nother story. Look, we finna close out. I thank you for inviting me, man. I really thank you for inviting me, Guy in Hollywood. I appreciate the chat. Erica, I'm gonna give you a call this weekend. I'm gonna try to get down there next week to see you and check on you. Queen, thank you, Terrell. I thank everybody in the chat for being here. It was a very active chat. Like I said, if y'all haven't heard of me, go to my channel, Brother Bakari, subscribe. But y'all should like this show because this was a good show. We had like 8 people in the chat. We should have like 8 thumbs up. He only got 1.
That's all right. It's all right.
We got Nagash footwear. We have Nagash, and they sell more than footwear. We have Abjuwear. WeBuyBlack.com. They got the black on underwear, the black on garbage bag, the black on jewelry makers. We have all of that. So I thank y'all. Thank you for being here, man. Peace, my brother. One love, my man.
Oh man, I'm glad you came on, brother. I'm glad to have you on here, man. I just want to say thanks to the chat. Y'all been very active. Please, thank you, and press the like button. And again, we're gonna still build it, man. We're gonna still do it. You know, and like I said, man, we have to really get more proactive. You know, get proactive, and we got to stick together, man. Because we all look, we all we got. You know, we all we got, man, and that's what we got to understand. We all we got, and black love. We need that. We need to keep the African family alive, man. We gotta restore the African family, the black man, black woman, and child. The black man, black woman, and child. Those are the trinities that we gotta keep, because that's the power base. That's the power base. Okay? And we gotta get with people, and this is just more, it's not just more than just being the skin complexion. It's just more of the mindset. You gotta think African, you gotta think big. You got to think independent. You know, you got to think free. You know, don't care about what the enemy thinks. Anybody don't look like you. They already have their perception on you. They already have their perception. So don't even worry about what they think. You know, and we got to make allies. We got to do business. We got to do trades. You know, so these are the things that's very important. Because like I said, if I'm going to be a leader, I'd rather be in the grind. I want to be in grind with my people. I want to fight with my people. That's what being a leader. And if we go into war, I want to be the one be like, okay, I'm with the gun. I'm not going to be telling you to take orders. I'm not going to be. I'm going to be there fighting with you. You know. So I just wanted to say that. Thanks again, and we out. One love. Thank you.
Peace, love, y'all. Hey, Terrell, don't forget.
Don't forget the prophet.
Oh, Marcus Garvey.
Before we out, we gotta put that in there, bro.
all right. Yeah, since. Hey, let me say this. Hey, Terrell, don't forget to get my number from Maurice. I hollered at him the other day. I got some things in the fire. You were just talking about trucking, man. You ever thought about hot shot? Fortunately for me, I'm working on something. I got a dude, one of my brothers from Cameroon, got that money. He want me to be the partner, and I ain't even got to put up nothing. He looking for some black people from this country to be partners with. Since I'm here in Atlanta with him, he gonna start with me. But y'all give me a call, and you know, we can sit down and talk about it. And once I get my foot in that door all the way, I'll let you know what we're doing. So maybe we can spread it out and make it bigger. But all right, man. Once again, all right. Look, man, from the words of His Excellency, Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and Jasmine Virgo, of course. Be black, buy black, think black, love black, and everything else will take care of itself. Peace and one love.
Peace.